As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance.
Damn, Diddy.
That damn Diddy. If I don't ever hear the word freak off again,
I don't ever want to hear freak off again, bro.
I will be okay.
I'm done with the word freak off. I am so done with the word freak off, bro. But man, let's get 5 minutes. Let's get 5 minutes. We're
gonna do it right now. Here you go.
Right now. Hey,
cool.
y'all.
Let's go.
Let's get 5 minutes, bro. Okay, so Diddy's back in the news again.
Yes, sir.
We reported before when he was initially accused.
When they raided the spots.
Right. And then the Cassie situation.
Right.
We came to you and said that damn Diddy again.
Yep.
And now everything that he did has come to a RICO case.
A RICO case. Now, y'all know what that means. A RICO means that he ain't by himself.
He's not.
So just because he's in there right now,
right?
It's a lot of y'all niggas. Hey, bodyguards and secretaries and all y'all expect to hear from the DA real soon.
You remember when I texted you earlier? I was like, Gene Deal giving all of those interviews with all of these details. Sir, you have just included yourself in a RICO case.
Yes, indeed.
That is going to be something that he's going to have to come to grips with, because they are going to come and ask you all of the questions. And somebody earlier, I think it was the Edutainer, he was like, is Diddy going to tell on anybody? And I'm like, he's the final villain.
Right.
Who's he telling on? He's the one that they want everyone else to spin on and tell on.
That's true. If he could give up a big drug dealer, he could get over it. If he could give up a big drug dealer, a big, like as in the person who supplied all the GHB, who supplied all the drugs. You know what I'm saying? If he could expose a larger ring, he'd have to tell on other celebrities.
It would have to be a cartel for the drugs. But someone, I think it was, again, the Edutainer said, if he could find a way to get Jay-Z in there, if he could find a way to get if he could find a way to get TD Jakes in there, if he could find if he's able. Now again, he is the main villain, but can you imagine if he's able to implicate some other? And again, this is a RICO. So,
oh my God, bro, I just thought about it. Could you imagine if all of this came down to TD Jakes is the one who organized it all.
Who coined
Have you-
the
He's
phrase?
coined the word freak off. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed.
Come to the freak off at Diddy's. Bro,
Get ready.
I told y'all a couple weeks ago, we will laugh at them. We don't. Hey.
Oh my God.
They are humans. But bro, this right now, he has been charged with. It seems like everything.
Everything, bro. He got charged with everything. He's been charged with the conspiracy. He's been charged with transporting somebody across the line for prostitution, drugs,
kidnapping.
Bro, did you know they found, and it's later on, y'all go make sure y'all watch that whole interview, that whole thing. DA conference. They found over 1,000 bottles of lube and oil. You
can't have a freak off without the slip and slide.
Good point. Here's the problem though. If you need that much lube, maybe she's just not that into you, bro.
Or maybe it's not for she.
Right. Because you heard what they said. Male prostitutes. So that means he was grabbing his homeboys, his male prostitutes, and taking them on a cross country trip. This is.
So the names that will follow behind this, and again, hopefully Diddy's a stand-up guy, but he's already looking at life plus. Is he gonna?
I got one word. Nope, I don't think he's a stand-up guy. I got one word for you. Nope, 2 words for you. Sean Poe.
Oh. All right, Sean. But let's see who is he gonna implicate in this? That's the big thing. And I'm not here to bash the black man. He is innocent until proven guilty. But we did see something that was mentioned in there about him grabbing hair and throwing vases and punching people and kicking. Bro, like
we all saw that video. We all saw that.
You did that. So just imagine what else they found. You leave all of the evidence at the house, which I don't understand. You got all these guns. You got guns with serial numbers scraped off of them, like you're Gotti or something. Like, bro, you're Diddy. You're Puffy. You're Puff Daddy. Like, bro, cut it out. But yeah, he has been arrested. But I did see earlier today that he had already paid off his mansion, worth $50 or $48 million, so he can post bond, so he wouldn't have to be in there long. So we're gonna see.
Wait though. Here's the other thing. I heard, and we got 5 seconds. I heard that they put in the case that they're looking to try to seize all assets and financials that were contributed to by his freak-offs. Right. So they're trying to take the houses. They're trying to take the bank accounts, everything.
It's gonna happen it's gonna be a long winter time for that young man. And
yeah.
We'll keep y'all posted. So we just had to come in right quick and say what up to y'all with that. Well, let him say what up to y'all rather. And Higgles,
let's start it up. Play my theme music.
Here's your theme music, bro.
What up, man? Yo, it's your boy, Big Tech Dog. You watching the Let's Get Canceled podcast. I'm your co-host, Big Tech Dog, your favorite friendly, lovable loudmouth.
And I'm Tommy with an H. I'm the voice of the people. I speak for y'all. Hey, yo, cousin.
Yo, what up, cousin?
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, we already been ready.
Yes,
let's go ahead and get canceled. Right?
Let's get canceled.
Let's go ahead and do it.
All right, so listen, man, for tonight's show, right? We got a couple of things that we're going to touch on. No Diddy. A couple of subjects we're going to hit just to kind of let y'all know what's going on in the world. We all know that, quote unquote, your boy Don, they tried to off him again. Wait for it. Don, they tried to off him again. We're going to talk about Kamala tonight. We talking about Miss Harris tonight. But I got something interesting for y'all. We want to talk about something else because I am a staunch, strong Democrat. You are a registered, strong Republican. And you know what? We got something that kind of lends itself to your standpoint. And we'll get to that in a little bit before we get to Kamala, all right?
Yeah.
So now first, but before I do that, before I do any of it, y'all please give it up. Tito Jackson is gone, Sharon. He's gone. All right, it's enough of that. So listen.
Mike Big Brother gone, man. Mike Big Brother's gone.
And the reason I say that because people sleep on Tito, but Tito was the one who stole Joe Jackson's guitar and broke that string. And listen, I'm gonna tell you how Tito is the reason that we ever had Michael Jackson. Tito stole the guitar that Joe said, "Don't nobody touch my guitar." He broke a string on his daddy's guitar. His daddy was about to kill him. And he's like, well, I just wanted to play. So his daddy said, as a punishment, you're going to learn every song on the radio. And you know what Tito did? He learned every one of them mugs. And when he did that, Joe said, you know what? We got something on here. So now, here, come here. Bring your behind here. Pick up these drumsticks. You're going to play drums. You know what? Come here. You're going to do this. Who going to sing? Who going to sing? Michael, come over here. Yagat! And we get the Jackson 5. Without the Jackson 5, we don't have Michael Jackson. So rest in peace to the homie, man.
And you see, I got your little sister on here because I love her.
You are something else. You are something else.
She's my favorite. I'm God's favorite. She's my favorite. Hey, that's how it works. That's how it works.
All right. So also, man. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Don, here's your 5 minutes.
Give him a 5.
Don is in the news. They say somebody tried to kill him, man. What you think about that?
They did not. I don't believe it. And it's not the fact that they weren't there too, but no, he wasn't. Dude sitting in the bushes for 12 hours with a gun. Like, it's a Sunday. You know Don Trump. you know Don Trump is gonna be hanging out at the golf course, huh? So we're just gonna sit there and wait for him to come, knowing Secret Service is gonna be doing a sweep.
I think he knew, and I think so. Here's the problem though. They're calling this an assassination attempt.
Right. In
my mind, an attempt means
somebody got
shot and I missed. He didn't even get a shot off. He was a nigga in the bushes hoping something could go down. Now, he had the little camera and he was waiting.
Yeah, I think he was there to protect Don from birds. I think he was trying to help out. I don't think he was there to hurt anybody. I don't think he was there to hurt anybody. I think he was there trying to protect Donald Trump because if something gets in the way, he didn't want any of Donald Trump's balls to go out of bounds. They got out of bounds. He was going to throw them back in right quick because Don's a cheater. So he was going to make sure that everything that was going on during that particular time, he was just there for Don's safety. And then they start shooting at him. You are outside of your mind. That's how I see it. Now this guy is he's a nutball. Yeah. He's had some criminal cases in the past. I don't know how he ends up with another weapon after having making terroristic threats and that sort of thing. I know how. Understand?
I know how because we live in America.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And here's the thing. I am a proud gun owner. We both are proud gun owners.
Yes, we are.
I am for responsible gun ownership. And I just got my rights 60, 70 years ago. So I want to keep every one of them as long as I possibly can. So I'm not for abolishing no amendment that prevents me from owning a firearm. That being said, we got to have some sense. We got to have some common sense when it comes to who gets guns and how we deal with people who have firearms. All right. If I go to a behavioral health or mental health hospital because I'm having thoughts of hurting somebody or hurting other people or hurting myself, maybe I'm not the person who should have a gun. Let's just be real. Right. If your homeboy was talking about killing up everybody, what would you do? Would you hide the guns?
I'm not going to let him hurt himself or anyone else. And
right.
I'm probably going to call the people. And again, I've told people this about me for the longest. I am not a snitch. I am a tattletale. There is a difference. A snitch is going to do it behind your back. Tommy with an H, I am not going to hide. I'm going to tell
you straight up,
face, straight up and down, hey, bro, I'm going to call them people on you. Ain't no snitching. I'm telling you, there is a difference. I am the one that's gonna point and be like, this nigga right here, that big crazy, like that's me. So don't ever be like, nah, Tommy snitch. I told my homeboys a long time ago, hey, if we are going to jail, if we get caught with something, you have all of 60 minutes to get me out of there. If I have to go and dress out, I'm tattling. So if you did something, because whatever it is, if I didn't have anything to do with it, and this is your crime that I'm being charged with, you have all of 60 minutes to get me out of there, or they will know your life story. So again, somebody has in this particular instance, though, this guy had issues with I think it was Russia and Ukraine. And he's been over there trying to build an army and that sort of thing. These are things that are known. So
you know who else was doing that? You know who else did that?
Who's that?
What's the boy who shot Kennedy?
God,
no, that was Lincoln. That was the first thing popped in my head too. John Wilkes Booth. You know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
Y'all know who we're talking about too. Yeah.
Yeah. But here, look. He gonna put it right here across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, it's gonna definitely.
It is right there. Yeah.
Oswald.
But you know who it is. Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald.
There we go.
He had ties to Russia and all that stuff too. And like, so there was a whole lot of, is he a communist? Is he working for Russia against America? Or is he a spy for America or Russia? Anyway, a lot of conspiracy.
But this guy, I guess they're going to connect it to, he doesn't like Trump because of Trump's dealings with Putin and how he sucks up to that guy. So I want him out of here because he's against Russia and what they're doing to Ukraine. So again, America, please stop letting everyone have guns. You can let most people have guns, but everyone doesn't need to have a gun, because eventually they will go after your former presidents. And just as a side note, everyone who's saying, why aren't they shooting at Kamala or Joe Biden? Yeah, for y'all, please stop that. Please stop that.
I'll tell you why, because Kamala and Joe Biden got sense and Trump don't. There, I said it. Hey, listen, man, we all know a gangster who run his mouth and then everybody acts surprised when he gets shot. Hey, nigga, you've been talking smack all day. If Charleston White got shot tomorrow, would you be surprised?
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
I might be a little sad, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It's still wrong.
Right.
We're not going, I'm not, but I mean, it's not surprise.
I don't want Trump shot and dead.
No, I don't want him dead.
I don't want him shot and dead. Said what was said.
I don't want him shot. I don't want him dead. And I don't want him shot. I don't want him shot. I'm just saying, if it happened, I'd be like, yeah, well, I mean, it was on the way.
Right.
I ain't gonna do it. Hey, listen, whoever's watching, I ain't gonna do it. And nobody I know is gonna be
anyone that would. I don't know.
I don't know anybody that would. I promise you, I don't. But
I haven't seen anybody on the internet say they would. I haven't seen anyone on the internet say that they would either. So just so the powers that be know, we are not advocating for the president,
absolutely not,
to be shot and dead. But again,
that's it, man. We over our 5 minutes. We're
over. You're right. Before we say
Donald Trump,
get us locked up.
Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Anyway, so listen, man. So the part that I want to get to, you're a Republican, right?
I am a registered Republican. Yes, sir.
You are a registered Republican. Here you go. You're a registered Republican. I'm a registered Democrat. I'm about to change my party affiliation. I'm gonna register as an independent.
You should register as a Republican.
I should not. No,
you can only change them from the inside. You can't change them from an outside. I'm telling y'all, they need to come over to the side.
We'll see. We didn't have to join the KKK to beat them.
And they're still out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Around.
Yeah, but they're less relevant than they were. So listen, I just want to show you something real quick. All right.
Yeah.
So this right here it says George Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris have held power for 28 out of the last 32 years, which that kind of shocked me a little bit. But
they're not all Democrats though. So let's go with that.
They're not. They are a majority Democrats though.
Majority.
And then yet all 5 of them are blaming Trump. And even better, they claim to have all the answers to fix America's problems. You can't make this stuff up. So here's my question. Number one, part one is does this person have a point? And number 2, if that's the case, why are we still voting left of center instead of more right of center?
Okay, first of all, no, they don't have a point at all. They have
No,
no fucking point at all. None at all. They're what we fail to realize a lot of times is presidents don't have the ultimate power that we think that they do.
right?
And if you don't have a House and a Senate that matches up with your president, they can be stonewalled on a lot of things. That was a lot of the problems that we ran up on in the Obama administration. That was part of the problem that we ran up on at the end of the Bush administration. It was you did not control the Senate. You didn't control the House. So things that you want to send through, because there are executive orders that you can get through, but there aren't that many things that you can actually get done by executive order. You can veto a few things, but there are things that can get pushed past. So the president doesn't have the ultimate say so. So I won't say they have a point in what they're saying. Now, as far as them blaming Donald Trump for everything, now that's some bullshit. Because a lot of the problems are him, but some of the shit, again, he doesn't have the power to make those things happen. Now, he did put some Supreme Court justices in positions. He was able to make that happen, but again, they had to get through confirmations through our Senate.
Bro, this is the thing. Donald Trump is an idiot. And to the Republican Party, I believe they felt as though he was a useful idiot. This go round, they're not, if you notice, those staunch, like historic Republicans are not backing Trump this time around.
You had a lot of never Trumpers come up.
If they are, they're not doing it publicly like they did that first go round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's not as useful an idiot now. I think he's lost a step. I think he's gotten older, but I kind of understand and I not necessarily agree, but I think this person has a point. And the reason I think they do have a point is because if I tell you, like, hey, listen, for the last 20 years, I've been doing things my way, right? And you look around and go, yo, this crap is jacked up. And I tell you, hey, and somebody else comes along and says, I can do that. I can do a better job. And I say, they don't know what they're talking about. I have all the answers. Nigga, you've been in charge all this time.
Your track record shows different.
Right. But that's the same thing I say to people when they're like, oh, well, we're going to get a woman in there and we don't know what she's going to do. She gets emotional and takes us into war. Well, hasn't every war been started by white men?
Right. So that's part of the situation that we're in when it comes to the past, because we've had some presidents that were idiots and some presidents that were run by some other people. Because when you look back at it was Cheney and Romney. They were the guys that were pulling the strings. He was just a figurehead for getting things done by his daddy's people.
You know who the latest endorser of Kamala is, don't you?
Who's that?
Dick Cheney.
No, he didn't.
Oh, you didn't know this?
I did not.
You didn't know this?
I actually thought Dick Cheney was dead. I was just telling you the truth. I thought Dick Cheney was dead.
No, he killed people. He killed people. He ain't dead. You thought
please choose him. But I really thought Dick Cheney was dead. It was over for that.
No. Dick Cheney came out flat out and said he's not voting for Trump. He will be voting for Kamala Harris. Wow. Because Liz, his daughter, she been done said she was going, and they asked her flat out, was like, "Who's your dad gonna vote for?" She was like, he'll be voting for Kamala, and everybody was like, yeah, "Okay, you just saying that."
She's poisoned.
He came out and said it, bro.
She's poisoned her dad against the man. Oh, that's
all right, bro.
Hey, that is what it is. That is what it is. But this takes us into our main question. You have a question for us, correct?
I do, sir. I do, sir. My question is, everybody seems like we've got this thing going on with Kamala and Trump, and Kamala seems like she has a head of steam, especially with black people. Do you believe, the question for the night, are we all voting for Kamala Harris only because she's a black woman?
That's a question.
And that's a real question. Are we voting for Kamala Harris only because she's a black woman?
Okay. And when you add that only to it, it allows me to bail a lot of you people out and say no.
Right.
It's not solely because she's a black woman. All right. So I'm going to take you back to before Biden dropped out of the race. Before Biden dropped out of the race, people were already chirping about he needs to drop out. It's time for him to go. What the Democratic Party had to do was get their heads together and figure out who will replace him. What other name was known enough to carry the Democratic ticket?
Gavin Newsom.
Okay, what other competent name was known enough
Absolutely, Gavin
to
Newsom.
carry the Democratic Party?
Gavin Newsom, at the time, was the only reason Gavin Newsom is not the nominee right now is because Gavin Newsom said no. Everybody and their mama wanted Gavin Newsom to run. That was before for the second term, before Joe Biden was out. They were trying to push Gavin Newsom to go talk to Joe Biden and take over. Like that was going. Gavin Newsom, the only thing that his biggest problem would have been the fact that California has one of the highest, way too liberal, one of the highest homeless populations. Their economy is on a yo-yo. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. And of course, they say and do dumb stuff
and
that are just way left. Right.
Their policy is tragic.
They're super left. Now, but be real though. If I would have asked you 6 months ago, hey, we need to replace Joe Biden, who would you pick? Would you have picked Kamala for real?
Yeah, it would have been Kamala.
No, I don't.
It would have been Kamala because she is the name that everybody knows. They've seen her. Like we were asking before, like where is she? Where's Kamala? Because that's a name that people know. That's a name that people, and half of being elected is name recognition.
Sound like
half the battle.
You ever seen that Eddie Murphy movie, The Distinguished Gentleman?
Yes.
Vote for Jeff Johnson, the name you know.
The name you know. It's the truth, though. Most people will go to a poll, and the name they saw within the last 10 minutes of going in, they will select that name.
True.
The data shows that a name is going to be able to move more people. And for me to get Gavin Newsom or any other Democrat and bring them in and say, hey, we need the nation to know you now and the nation to believe in you. Like Kamala can now, and again, I had to learn her name. I think just 2 weeks ago, I got her name. Me and my buddy were having an argument. He was like, you know that lady's name? And I was like, I actually don't. I've heard it said multiple ways by even her supporters, even people who are introducing her will call her by something. Kamala. And he was yelling and upset. So shout out to the homeboy for it because I told him we were gonna do this particular topic. And I was like, I don't know how to pronounce the lady's name for real. And he was hard on you know how to say it. I really didn't. So now I know
Kama.
Yep, that's exactly how he explained it. Kama La. So shout out to Fort because I got it right. And I hope I don't mess it up again tonight, but I probably will. But
hey, the only reason I know how to say it is because I saw that on the talk show. Like somebody was like, they explained it like that, Kama.
I think one of my nieces did at one of the speeches or something like that. But yeah, so but as far as Kamala and her strengths, which I'm going to go through, and the race thing isn't number one. Like her age, after the biggest issue with Joe Biden being he's too old for this, bringing someone in at 59 years old is great.
Genius.
Yeah. Because now Mr. Trump, on the other hand, now you're, what is he, 78? Now you're the old babbling old man over here now. And age, if it was an issue for 81, it's an issue for 78 also. So let's go ahead and
he's the babbling old man, and it's on display because he's standing next to a 59-year-old.
Right. Exactly. So it kind of contrasts them so perfectly. So that was number one for me. So before you get to her being black, that's number one. She's young, and then the fact that she's a woman, that for me trumps her being a black.
Really?
You see how I said it? Being a black, because that's how they talk on the other side. So that trumps her being a
you
black.
mean on your side? That's how they talk on your side.
But yeah, so that pretty much for me also, that's more important than her being black, because she since the Roe v. Wade decision happened, she has been the voice for the White House on that particular subject. Mm-hmm. And that is something that a lot of people are going to be voting on. And before being a black person, she's this woman out here, so she can relate to more people than just blacks. She's going to reach way more people as being the woman who is out there for the women to have their rights to choose what happens to their body. And that's why the White House put her out there out front for this particular issue in the beginning, because they know nothing better than having a woman go out there and speak on this particular issue.
I'm being very good. Y'all see me? Like I'm trying to let you finish before I tell you how full of shit you are.
How am I full of shit? You tell me that part.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Number one, Kamala is the most competent, the most prepared, the most equipped to do this job of anyone who's in the race or has been in the race in the last 8 years. So let me just get that out there first. Yes, because she's black. Yes, yes. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because let's look at it realistically.
No. I'm gonna speak this right quick. Just gonna put this little nugget. I'm gonna put this little nugget in here for you. That's so democratic of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because it's about time the Democrats start doing something to actually win something, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Because let's look at the paper. Look on paper. You're not gonna win anymore. No more MAGA people. MAGA people are not moving. Regardless, the only people you can possibly win are people who are looking for a reason to not vote for Donald Trump or looking for a reason to stay home. Either one of them are good for Democrats. If anybody on the right decides I refuse to vote for a Democrat, but I can't bring myself to vote for Donald Trump, we're okay with that, right? Here's where you win. White women, for the longest time, have been looking for a reason for black women to trust them. I'm telling you, this white guilt is a real thing. White guilt is a real thing, and white women suffer from it much more than white men. So white women are looking for a reason to be like, you go, girl. That's how they do it, right? So what better way than to put a black woman in that position? It's just like, oh, all these white women, they get ready to just drift right on over here. Come on. And it's genius. Kamala Harris, because remember, Democrats who are going to vote for Joe Biden are automatically going to vote for Kamala Harris in general, right? Of course, you'll have a couple stragglers here and there. People who are going to vote for Donald Trump are going to vote for Donald Trump. But the difference in this election is that there is a large amount of people, I believe, that were looking for somebody. They couldn't bring themselves to vote for Joe Biden, and they definitely didn't want to vote for Donald Trump. Or they may have voted for Donald Trump. I saw an interview, right? I think it was on CNN. Don't quote me, but they were going through and they asked a group of people. They were like, "Okay, who are you voting for? Oh wait, who did you vote for in 2008?" They all said Obama. Then they like, "Who did you vote for in 2016?" They all said Trump. And then it was like, "Who did you vote for in 2020?" I voted for Biden. Because they danced in the Trump pool and didn't like it. Like they thought it was going to be, we're going to a businessman, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it was like, I don't like the way that feels. So they went over here. But then they were like, who are you going to vote for? They were not going to vote for Biden.
But can you also say it could have been the likability factor of Hillary? And that's where I think is one of the weaknesses of Kamala.
Yes.
She's not that likable.
But you know what? She's much more likable. She's not as
white women.
She's not as dislikable.
You say those white women want a reason to vote for a black woman and be a part of the sisterhood, but they do not like those loud-mouthed, stern, tell it how they feel it, show out in public black women. They want.
But that's what you're missing it. You're missing it because that's why Kamala is such a great pick, because if it was a white woman instead of a black woman in that position, she would not have the votes that she has just because she's black. What you believe about white women is absolutely true. They don't like black women like that. However, they also know that people think they don't like black women. And one thing that I've learned about these white bitches, is that they will change up and change their spots just so it don't look like there's something. And I promise you, now this is where we run into a problem, because out in public they will pretend to like the black woman. Mm-hmm. But I know in reality, they don't like that black woman.
And they get to go and vote by themselves.
Yes, but guess what? I know also they don't like that orange man. So what I think is going to happen is I think that the voter turnout at the top of the ticket, at the top of the ballot, the presidential is going to be lower than we expect. Because I think people are going to go into that ballot booth and they're going to vote down ballot. They're not voting for either one of them. And who does that benefit? Who's more likely to just sit that out? Most likely is the Republican, not MAGA people, but the Republican side, because they can't bring themselves to vote for a Democrat, but they don't want to vote for the Republican. So they'll leave that part out. So even if they say they're going to support Kamala and they don't, it doesn't hurt, because I don't believe they're going to support the orange guy. So
you're saying that the white women, to answer our question, for white women, the answer is yes.
Now let's get over to these niggas, though. Let's get over to these niggas. Go ahead.
I'm going to come to you and ask you a question, because I got a question about y'all niggas, about y'all Democratic niggas. Why are there so many of you Democratic niggas jumping over to Donald Trump's side? And I'm talking about the men, the black men. Why are there so many black men jumping on Donald Trump's bandwagon since the last election? What happened? What did he do for you guys?
It's easy, sir. Let me tell you why. Black men forever. Do you remember we had a whole conversation about black people going into a sport or an arena of entertainment and then going over to the white side and staying over there? Part of the reason that we do that is because we set that as the goal, as the pinnacle, right? The reason we stay over there is because we set it as the goal of the pinnacle. I still don't believe that that's the reason we go over there. But anyway, neither here nor there. But that's a different conversation. Yeah. But I think when black men see white men getting away with stuff and having a good time, we go, say, Jack, that ain't fair. And we're always late to the party. So we always taking these white folks scraps and holding it up. You know what? We did it with Gucci. We did it with all these name brands and stuff. Like, think about it, bro. Think about it. I saw a Johnny Carson episode with Dolly Parton on it, and she, like the young Dolly Parton, playing guitar, talking about her going from this to Gucci and all this other stuff. Like, and I was like, oh wow, that was in 1968. And then now you got to fast forward, got to wait all the way to 2000. Now all of us is Gucci'd out and this and that. Yo, bruh.
Right.
They've been off that. Right. So what we continue to do is to go pick up scraps and try and wear it like, hey, we're for Donald Trump too. We're all together, right? No, nigga, they still don't like you. He don't like you.
This is what I came to. I think when Donald Trump gave you Negroes $1,200, y'all were on him. And Donald Trump.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Like, wait, let's not do that.
No. Because
I appreciate you, Donald. Donald, listen, if you want to say another
Donald Trump treated y'all like trick hoes. That's $40 a day for 30 days. $40. That nigga gave y'all $40 to fuck. And y'all nigga busting it open for Donald Trump still. That nigga gave you $40 for 30 days.
No, y'all niggas ain't. Y'all niggas ain't. Them niggas is.
All them
this
niggas
nigga ain't.
Caping for Donald Trump because he gave us that nigga gave you $40 a day for 30 days. That nigga tricked y'all hoes off, and now y'all niggas indebted to him. Y'all still busting it open for them same $40. Y'all hoping y'all get them same $40 back. Y'all don't even want to fuck dudes for $40 no more. Y'all dudes out here don't even want to pay these hoes $40 no more. But y'all gonna let Donald Trump give y'all $40 for 30 days, and now y'all hoes tricked off on that shit. I'm ashamed of y'all Democrats for that. I'm ashamed of y'all.
Wait, why Why are you pointing the finger at Democrats? You're talking about Republicans. You're talking about niggas who went to go be in the Republican Party. Nigga, you're talking about you.
Guess where they came from?
The Democratic Party, where you came from.
I was never there. When I was old enough to vote.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Point.
It's never there. But I'm just saying, like, that's one of the things that I keep hearing is, well, he gave us some money. Bro.
I've never heard that, because
what maybe that's trying to do is give these corporations the money. And I think that's another thing that I think one of Kamala's strengths is her history as a prosecutor. Because in that debate, what we saw was her go at Donald Trump as a prosecutor would. It wasn't just her out there answering questions. It was, I'm going to bait this person into giving me an answer that he doesn't want to give.
Right.
And I think that was a big part of that debate. She went in there and she said what she had to say, and then she left a little sprinkle of some bullshit that she knew he could not get past and threw him off of his game. And again, that's something that prosecutors do to try to get you to slip up and say something. So her skill as a prosecutor is something also that I think was a strength with them picking her, because they knew in a debate style situation, she would be able to hold her own with Donald Trump. It didn't have to be about her saying anything poignant. It was just about her being able to talk to him and question him in a way that was going to throw him off of his game.
It was all about being able to beat up on an old man without making it look like elder abuse.
Right.
That's what happened, because
definitely
he beat up on an old man. And then, like, hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I can't front. He hands down mopped the floor with Joe Biden.
Yes,
and it wasn't even about anything that he said or did. It was just the fact that Joe Biden did a whole lot of we beat Medicare. What?
Joe Biden was Abraham Simpson out there. Bro, it was like Abraham versus Cotton Hill, man. I killed 50 men. 50 men. Donald Trump was out there. I killed 50 men. It was dude, like, but for her to come out and be able to speak to him the way that she did, not be extremely disrespectful. And here's another thing I was speaking to somebody about, is the fact that she was able to speak to the black folks. And again, this goes back to our question. She was able to speak to black people with her facial expressions without saying anything disrespectful to him. Right. Nothing disrespectful came out of her mouth to him, but she spoke to her audience, to her core audience.
She came close.
And over. Oh, when she came out and said, "In this," she said it.
Former president.
Everybody at the house said it, and they may have said it differently. Some people said this bitch. Some people said this motherfucker. Some people said this. But she spoke to everybody. Fill that in for her at their house. Everybody filled that in for her. So she was definitely doing a great thing by, again, being that prosecutor, with letting you fill in the points. So she's talking to us. We're her jury. So when she's speaking, she's giving those facial expressions. She knows we're looking at her, and she is speaking directly to us without saying a word and letting him sit over there and look like he should not be the president.
And he can't do anything about it. Like, so he has to tread water, because here's the thing. He is banking on the black men that he's picked up. And let's be honest, he has picked up black male vote quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you know how he loses that? If he slips up and says nigga one time, or if he says anything that makes me feel like you call me a nigga. And now here's the thing. When I say makes me feel like, so
like calling you the
No. Here's the thing. What I'm saying is, like, to me, I hear him calling us niggas all the time. When he says stuff like the blacks, or when he says, you know, you people, look, that man turned around and said, where's my African American? There's my African American. You're African American. I would have snapped. He also, what did you see the what's his name? Yusef Salon. Pardon me for saying his name wrong, probably, from the Exonerated Five.
No, I did not.
He went to a Trump rally, and he's a councilman, a city councilman or something like that.
In New York,
yeah. And he went to the rally, and he goes, Mr. President, I'm Yusef. It's Yusef Salam, I believe. And he said, I'm one of the the guys that you said needed to be incarcerated, statement, whatever, execute, and Trump completely oblivious. He goes, "Oh, it's good that you're for me now," and kept on walking. Everybody around the dude was like, "Oh my God!" They all laughed. It was like he's like, "I'm not for you," and it was. But to him at that moment, of course,
it doesn't matter because you people don't matter, and that's
right.
what we learned from Donald Trump a lot. You don't matter.
But what he's going to do the reason that I'm saying that a lot of people are voting for Kamala Harris because she's black is because she's a black woman, is because he can't say anything. Like he can't do anything because that black male vote that's going to that he's picking up, while they can ignore him doing the general grab him by the pussy, or he's doing the general sexist or misogynistic stuff. What you can't do is make it specific. If you at any point go specifically at black women, those black men have to back off.
Do they? Do you
because
know
they feel like black pussy.
You know how many of y'all black men hate black women? Have you seen the comment sections in most of these posts? Black men hate black women for some reason these days, and I don't
when they're talking to black women, but we can't let. I listen. Me and you could fall out today. Let me tell you something. Me and you can fall out today, and I'm pissed off, and we ain't talked in 6 months. But guess what? Can't nobody else mess with you because now they got to deal with me.
Right?
You understand what I'm saying?
We might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this: we'll burn this bitch down, get us pissed. I 100% agree. But again, these black men do this on the World Wide Web. Everybody can see it. I don't get.
They can see it. They can see it. But here's the problem:
they can't participate.
It's right. You can't join in. I can talk smack about whoever, but you can't join in. Help me.
Do you think that the amount of black men going over to Trump's side is going to be offset by the amount of white women coming over to Kamala? Or do you think there's going to be an overwhelming majority of white women? Well, just at least more. There's going to be more white women coming over to the Kamala side than there are black men going to the Trump side. I
am standing on the fact that I still don't believe that there's going to be that many white women who are actually going to vote for Kamala. Okay. But what I do believe is that there will be more white women who don't vote for Trump than there will be black men who do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. They may not come to Kamala's side, but they're just not going to vote for Trump either. So they're just going to be the ones who leave that top ticket open.
In general, the ratios are still going to be lopsided, leaning towards Democrats than it does for Republicans. Side note that has nothing to do with what we talk about. You got to get me a flask because it just looks dope. I'm sitting here. Hey, I got my King cup.
Custom Journey, get on it. Custom Journey, get on it. We need a flask. We need flasks.
Yes. We need Let's Get Canceled flasks.
We got it. I got the shot glasses for the live. I'll have them on deck for the live, but I got the shot glasses. So shout out.
Side note, ladies and gentlemen, while we're in the middle of this, because we're gonna get back to Kamala in a minute, but while we're in the middle of this, we will be releasing the ingredient list this week. This week. Yeah. So after this, after you watch this show, go check our social medias. You should have the ingredients list for our mixed drink that I think Tommy's going to really like. Tommy's going to have to see the ingredients, unfortunately, but he won't know what the drink is or what the ratios will be.
Okay, so next Saturday, I get to experiment.
I have already picked the drink. I know what it's going to be. I know exactly, and I think you're going to love it.
All right. Well, there it is, people. Please feel free to join in with it, but I'm going to still have my shot glass just in case.
Of course.
I'm gonna take a shot and then I'll yeah.
No. You're
Am I gonna be able to take
this
the shot first? Or I got to drink that first.
No. We got this first. We got that first.
You got to set the palate right.
Right. That's why you can't have a shot of whiskey and then try to drink the drink. Anyway, so yeah, y'all just check out social media right now, man. Like right after this show, go check out social media and we'll have the ingredient list for y'all. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Back to Kamala.
Yes,
Here's
sir.
Another thing that I think is something that's going to be a problem for her. And it's the fact that she kind of like goes where the wind blows. She doesn't stand on much. And y'all know y'all like to say stand on business, but she is a politician's politician. So she waits and sees. She waits to see where the where the people are going to land on an issue, and then she'll come out for it. Same like she was doing with the marijuana. Same thing. She flip-flopped on fracking. And she's one of those, and she comes out and says the right thing when she says, I just want to make sure I have all the information.
Yeah.
But that's not the truth. The truth is she's waiting to see what the most popular opinion is. And
that's what it's supposed to be.
And she sits on that.
That's the definition of a government for the people and by the people. It should be, hey, listen, I believe this.
So you don't believe anything. That's the thing. I don't believe anything other than whatever the people say.
I don't care what you believe. I don't really care what you believe.
You don't care what your politicians believe in.
I don't care as long as you
speak on our behalf.
That's the whole point. They're supposed to be speaking on my behalf. I don't care what you believe, as long as you know what I believe. Because if you're supposed to do what I told you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. If you go to Congress, you're going to the House of Representatives. You're a representative of
the people
me
that sent you there.
And the constituents.
So the people that sent you there. And if I am a Republican congressman,
yep,
and my Republican people sent me there,
yep,
I don't care what the majority of y'all say. I'm going with that's
what's wrong. That's what's wrong.
Because my constituents sent me there. Not all of y'all. My people did. So I got to fight for my people.
They sent you there to do what? Represent all of the people. All of the people. Nope. When you get in there, you're responsible for the entire district. I don't care who voted for you. And you're supposed to be responsible for everybody in the district.
That's where y'all get it all wrong. Because y'all wanted Obama to go in office and just do stuff for black people.
He was supposed to.
What about all people?
What about him?
You just told me you were supposed to.
No, the most popular thing. I said you're supposed to represent the will of the majority of your district.
Niggas ain't been the majority of nothing other than voting for.
Here's the thing, though.
Not even
the majority of people. The majority of people in the United States of America believe that black people should have certain rights. Black people should have certain privileges based on their history. That's the majority of people.
At least the majority of people, because
at least the way they vote. At least the way they vote.
Majority of people. Why have they not gotten them yet?
Because what happens is you get to gerrymander districts, right? So now instead of I've got a state like Montana, right? Yeah. It is in general, it's a parallelogram. All right. So you got a pretty much parallelogram, you know what I mean? And so instead of it being like into nice, neat sections, it looked like all this squiggly stuff. So now I can just go in here and most of my people are in a shape that looks like this. Well, guess what? We're going to draw a district around that and we're going to make that so now if I can do that enough, now I get to get the most votes for what I want to happen. So what has happened is our system has turned around. Instead of being for the people, by the people, it's for the politician in favor of my people.
But it's still the people. The people are still putting these people in positions to do this. And that's why I'm always saying that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what you people keep saying about equality and all that. It's not happening. They do not care about you guys. And you're saying that, oh, well, the majority of the people want it. No, they don't. If the majority of the people wanted it, it would happen.
No, this is what they have created a system. I think they've created a system.
I think you're going with the majority as far as the true number. And I'm talking
that's what I'm saying.
No. I'm talking about the way that the system is set up.
Okay, then we agree. We agree.
Yeah, the way the system's set up, because we allow this 270 number. Why do we think that?
It's just
because the popular vote does not mean a thing.
True.
And we still allow this system to go forth. We have not.
It don't mean a thing for Republicans, because apparently, like literally in the last, let me see. No, because Hillary won the popular vote, Obama won the popular vote, Biden won the popular vote, Bush didn't win the popular vote. Oh no. Yeah, I think he did win the popular vote by a couple in Florida.
Like which one?
Okay. Against Gore. Mm-hmm. But in general,
I don't know that
Republicans
that Gore in Florida thing was kind of funky. I was
kind of sketchy.
Yeah, that was a
Gore gave up. Gore gave up.
Such a Democrat thing to do.
Right. The bitch made nigga. And you ain't heard from him since.
Wonder why we call you bitch. You wonder why we
Right.
call you bitch. I bet.
But you ain't heard from Al Gore since then. Like
Since then, he said he invented the internet.
Right.
Y'all on Al Gore's internet with all this foolery.
But listen, let me turn the corner real quick.
Yes, sir.
And I thought about this. I think I made a comment to you about this before. When we're talking about, are we voting for her just because she's a black woman? How much credence do you believe does it lend that black women historically have had to save this country numerous times?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say numerous times, I mean white women. Y'all didn't raise your kids; the black women did.
Historically, right?
You didn't get your fashion from yourself. You got them from the black women. You didn't get your slang from anywhere else. You got it from black women. Hey, black men, when it comes down to getting through your day and making sure that you're taken care of and you're looked out for, who does that? Black women. When it comes to finances and decision making and making sure things go right after you already done screwed it up, who does that for you? Black women. Black women historically have had to save America, save households, save relationships, save groups of people, babies, children, old people, young people. How much credence do you think is linked to that?
I say thank you, first of all, to you black women. I got a black mama.
He about to screw this up.
Thank you. I am not. No, I'm not. I say thank you. However, all the black women don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. All of you don't deserve that same thanks. I'm just gonna say it that way. I'm gonna say it.
That's true.
Get back on here. Get back on here.
Yeah, I'm back. I agree with that. Hold on. I agree. Not all of them. Not all.
This is not for all of you. I appreciate all of you, but all of you don't deserve the same praise. But I will say, as far as her having to come on and be the savior of this particular season, the Democrats need to give her the biggest push and everything they have, because there was nobody else coming to save you. There was no one else that could have done this other than Gavin Newsom. Yeah, Gavin Newsom would have had y'all. Gavin Newsom would have been done for by now.
No, I don't think. Wait. Let me clear this up.
He was not going to be.
I don't think Gavin Newsom is as good a choice of a candidate as Kamala Harris. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying, you made the comment there was nobody else who was on the scene, and I was stressing the fact that when you listen to politics and all the outlets, they were pushing heavily for Gavin Newsom.
Yeah,
and Gavin Newsom.
I understand what you were saying as far as the mainstream goes. I'm talking about the day-to-day people. I'm talking about the people that's going to actually have to go out and vote. They do not know who Gavin Newsom was. Let me call him by his name. But no. But seriously though, when it comes to Kamala though, I do think that she was the choice that was going to. Now, is she going to actually save America? Well, I think there's like a $2.5 trillion difference in her budget versus Trump's budget. And I think that's going to be something, if the people want to get into it and exactly what it's going to be. She's trying to give money to the middle class and trying to build the middle class. And Trump saying, if we can build a strong corporate base, then it will eventually create jobs, lower prices, and help the middle and lower class. Now,
that sounds a lot like Reaganomics.
It is the trickle down shit. But here's the thing that we have found during Trump's time, and this is where his true believers don't really get, is he did make money for the corporations, but those corporations just kept the money. They didn't give you anything for all of the money that they made, all of the tariffs and everything that he was putting on goods and giving you incentives to keep jobs in America, putting America first. Yes, America did a little bit better. However, the American people did not. And I think that's where those true believers don't really get it, is like, he's a great businessman. Actually, he's great as a boss. He's not a great businessman. Good businessmen are going to take care of the people. A good boss is going to take care of themselves. And that's the
difference. Yes, sir.
That's the major difference there. He's a good company man. Hey, I'm good for the company. I'm a good boss, but he's not good for the workers. And that's where a lot of companies get it wrong. It's like you care only about your bottom line, but you don't care about the people that get you to that bottom line. And I think that's where Donald Trump loses a lot of people, because he speaks on how much money he's going to bring back into America, but the people that he's bringing that money to are that 1%. And everybody else, you are still down here struggling. And then you talk about inflation now that he's killing the Biden and Harris administration with. Is inflation so high, and I'm going to bring inflation down. But once you do that, it's still going to be the same issue of these corporations are making billions of dollars in revenue and profit, and they are not raising wages for their workers.
Listen, man,
it does not help anyone. But again, for the true Trump believers, they feel if he can do it, then I can do it also. And that's what they're looking for. Like you said about black men, that's how poor white people think, is one day it's going to be me. It can be me.
Right. And well, I agree with you. I see what you're saying. The hard part for me is the fact that it's right in front of us and nobody seems to see it. It's right there. Like, people say, were you better off? Everybody does this every election cycle. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Yeah, I am. Absolutely, I am. Because 4 years ago, I was sitting in my living room with
and you couldn't go nowhere. Leave. You
couldn't go nowhere. Well, we're supposed to ignore that. So here's the thing: when and this is where Republicans excel. Republicans excel at this. GW, we got 9/11, but it's a patriotic move, and everything is about we were attacked and we're gonna get back. Obama, too many drone strikes. Huh? Wait, huh? Okay, and then we get to this. We got this stupid COVID. Trump. Well, hey, it was out of my hands. It's a pandemic. What am I going to do? And now inflation. But this is a result of all the stuff we did to stem COVID and to get back from that. And that was a combination of both Trump and Biden. And now we're going to get the over. So what Republicans excel at is being able to say, hey, if something bad happens while I'm in charge, it was unavoidable. We had to do it. And it was just what we do. If something bad happens while Democrats are in charge, it's Democrats' fault. And oh my God, do Democrats let them do that and get away with it? This is why.
Control the narrative.
Control the narrative. And nobody does it better than Republicans. I will give that to y'all. Nobody does it better than Republicans. George W. went and attacked a whole different country. That nigga said, hey, we were attacked. Who attacked us? Afghanistan. Really, Afghanistan? Yeah, we got to do something about this. Yeah, we got to do something about this. Let's go fight Iraq. Excuse me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how that felt. And I was like, whoa. I'm going to tell you a story.
Been beefing with Saddam Hussein since Saddam
That nigga tried to kill my father.
Right. But he was a traitor. We gave you weapons in the 80s, and then you betrayed us.
Do what I said do, and you didn't do it.
You betrayed us. So at some point, I'm going to find a way to get you.
Understand something.
May not be today, may not be tomorrow.
Every single dictator worth anything was propped up or at least trained by us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's Fidel Castro, that's Saddam Hussein, that's Gaddafi, that's Osama bin Laden.
Right.
This is all, and so that's what we do. So what I think that historically, Black women have saved us, and in this situation, Black women to the rescue again. And I think that's what's going to happen, because I don't think there's a single Black woman that's a real Black woman that's not voting for Kamala Harris if they vote. Now, I'm not saying that you're not Black if you don't vote for Kamala. Right. What I am saying is that if you are Black, you're voting for Kamala. There, I said it. I don't care.
I think there's going to be some contrarian ass Black woman that's going to go out
the
there.
Candace Owens of the world.
Yeah,
the Candace Owens of the world. Yeah.
Going to vote for Trump. But
you know what I think? I think Candace Owens is going to secretly vote for Kamala too.
You think so?
Tell me what you've heard Candace Owens say about Kamala Harris.
I don't think she's been able to make the money off the Republicans that she used to. I think she's going to be her true self now. She can come back to it and be that girl who was.
Here's the thing.
District.
Candace to me is a relatively intelligent chick. Like,
extremely intelligent.
And she has some really good points. until she veers. So it's like, hey, I'm with you. Yeah, that makes sense. It's almost like a Charleston White to me, because when you stick to your guns and your belief on something, I can argue back and forth with you about my belief versus your belief, but then you say something outlandish. Like, we get down to the George Floyd thing, and it's like, hey, George Floyd was murdered by police. And she says, well, I feel like when cops talk to you, you should be respectful. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I can see how you would say that. We can have a good discourse. But then you say that he wasn't killed by the police. It was because of other stuff. And now you're going against what medical professionals have said happened in the situation. And now it's like, whoa. And then when you point that out, she goes to, well, these other things, and Black Lives Matter did this.
Because a lot of times you find these people need to do something to get to the money. And what you realize is, if I stick to the lines and stick to the truth, then I don't get as much as I can by being controversial. And I'm going to let y'all know here right now, if we don't start getting some money soon, I'm going to start to wave my MAGA flag a little bit. Hey, if we don't win this election, God damn it, hey, why not? Let's get to the bag right quick, buddy. I can't do it. I got a black mom and she will kill.
I was getting ready to say,
my wife will stab me in my sleep, so I really can't do that. But
you made me real nervous, because I was like, I don't want to go against you on camera, but I'm like, I can't do it. I really want the money.
Because it works. It works. People don't care about truth. People just want controversy. People like to hear the controversial, so they flock to the bullshit. And
right.
Unfortunately, we are not the type that can bring you the bullshit. We're gonna tell you how we feel. You may disagree with it, but it's not gonna be contrary just for the sake of being contrary. Like, we're gonna give you our true feelings, and occasionally y'all won't agree with me. Like when I say Democrats suck because y'all niggas are experts at losing. That's just how I truly feel about Democrats. Y'all niggas have figured out the art of losing so fucking good. I think y'all gonna find a way to fuck this election up.
I don't know why that stung so bad just now when you just said that. That's ridiculous. Because I'm not that guy, but it's just like, hey, wait a minute, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But hey, listen, man. Let me tell you like this. Let's be clear. I'm voting Kamala all day, every day, twice on that Tuesday. Twice on the Tuesday.
Y'all gonna get me kicked out of all of my Republican groups again, but I'm voting for Kamala as well. I'm gonna tell you right now. But guess what? Whatever goes down in that booth, I said this out loud. So there it is. But
wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this though. Let's be real. Let's think about this outside, and then I'm off of it. I'm done with it after this.
We're gonna rock it.
When it comes down to it, to summarize, I think white women are voting for Kamala only because she's a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
B, I think the black women who are voting for Kamala are taking everything into account, but the top of their list is that she's a black woman, right? Black men who are voting for Kamala are voting for Kamala based on, I think we're looking at a lot of the policy, maybe not as much policy as black women are, but I think we do look at a lot of the policy, and we look at how she makes our women feel, and how she makes our daughters feel, how our wives feel, our sisters feel, our mamas feel, and we'll vote for them. And at the root of that is because she's a black woman. So I think
we got their backs. We really
overall, I think the driving force is that she's a black woman, because if she was a white woman with all the same accolades and all the same qualifications, I don't think that the drive would be as big, and I don't think the support would be as much there. That's just that.
I think, and for me, to button this all up, I think the majority of people that are voting for Kamala is simply because Donald Trump's an idiot, and they do not want to go back to dumb Donald. I think that's the long and short of it all. He's an idiot. We don't want to play with him anymore.
True. Well, what do y'all think, man? Y'all leave us a comment. Let us know. Who are you voting for? If you choose to let us know. And also, why are you voting for that person? Are you voting for Kamala? Are you voting for Don? Why? Let us
Yeah.
know. Leave a
Just-
comment. You can do it anonymous. Just
Just answer the prompt. Yeah, you can send it to us in the DM. We won't tell. But
Right.
but definitely answer the prompt. Do you think people are voting for Kamala Harris simply because she's black?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go with that. But tonight, I'm gonna give y'all a little
Yes,
piece
sir.
of game. Just a little piece of game.
Woo-hoo!
And it's nothing that I normally do. This is something for everybody. So I'm gonna give y'all a little piece of game tonight. And it's gonna be real short, real sweet. And I'm gonna put up a picture for you just so y'all know. But here's the thing: you cannot and should not try to save everybody.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
And that's one of the things that we're also going to be speaking on here. And again, there's a picture that I'm going to put up here that you can actually see, because everybody that should ask for help won't, and everybody that asks for help don't need it, and everybody that need help don't want it. So sometimes you just need to stick to yourself, take care of you. You can be there, but you don't have to save everybody. I had to learn this over time. I'm not going to be able to save everybody, and you need to understand that as well. Sometimes people will ask you for help and they don't need it. And sometimes people will need help and they won't ask you. And also on the flip side of that, there's going to be a lot of people that come to you offering help that aren't going to give it. They just want to know your business. So sometimes you got to grind it out on your own. Do what you got to do. You can love everybody, but don't try to save everybody. That's your game for the night. Hey, take care of yourself.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. That's what it is for the night.
For the show. Hey, yo, cousin.
Yes, sir.
We ain't been canceled yet, man. We gonna be at this again.
We're going to do this again on Wednesday. I'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week. Holla.
I love y'all. Love you, boy.
Love you too, boy.
Yeah.